Hi, my name is Rigoberto Yamizar, and after of analyzing the gang and Bada's opinions, and where they have account the Garner and Lambert authors about the effect of culture class, I gonna talk about how the learning of language skills is strengthened through these strategies or these cultural strategies where I agree with these appreciations according to three items. First, like teachers, we can increase the curiosity and interest in the students, for that they can meet more about that target language. They'll have more motivation for to know more about this. They could research more and for their own count. Second, the students could learn of a better fun way and with cultural activities that allows improve the language skills. For example, in the pronunciation, we can apply the strategy of singing, role playing, for writing or reading, we could use mm, some new phrases for determiner place, for example, mm, and such is more exciting for the students. In fact, they can memorize better each word or expression without necessary of being repeating and repeating. Mm, and such they could acquire even grammatical rules of natural way, like in our native language, and with how traditional class that actually are very boring for young students. And third, with these cultural aspects and use it with new brainstorms, mm, could impact positively on other skills, developing connection between, for example, to know right, for to know what we speak and heard, and how some aspects like the age, the place, the environment, the situation, the habits, and others can be understood and related with any opinion or idea, for example, in a text or in a presentation. So, according to these items, the the effect on the learning of language will be very positive, and the strategy will be more exciting and fun for the students, mm, strengthen their motivation about all, um, and with much innovation.
Everyone, my name is Sergio Mendez, and today I'm going to be talking about Team 2, that is regards cultural awareness. First of all, greetings to everyone, and we'll be discussing the importance of integrating culture elements into language lessons and how it's important to have that cultural awareness to be able to respect the culture and go beyond only language proficiency skills, but also trying to learn how to be more empathic and respectful to other culture backgrounds. And that actually makes the learning experience more engaged and more meaningful to other students. So when we include diverse cultural perspectives within the classroom, the learners or the students find always their motivation and engagement in language learning increasing. So this deeper understanding of cultural context also helps them to, use language more efficiently, more effectively, leading to improved proficiency in the language itself. So when we um, try to guide our students to have a respect mindset to other cultures while trying to still teach them English, it also becomes like a full circle type of environment that will help them to basically realize that for them to learn other language, they will also need to learn how to respect other culture backgrounds. Moreover, exposure to different culture communication styles helps the students to adapt their approaches when interacting with individuals from diverse backgrounds, from diverse scenarios, from any other country. Cultural awareness also plays a crucial role in challenging stereotypes and prejudice, fostering open mindedness and empathy. So, when we are able to reach to that specific culture awareness into our students, we are creating a more open-minded scenario by evaluating and incorporating diverse culture perspective. We can create more inclusive classroom, more inclusive cultural related type of scenarios where students feel respected and represented. Incorporating cultural awareness into the learning scenario, in this case, teaching English, always enriches learning experiences, boosts motivation in the students, develops intercultural competence, and also foster that specific critical thinking, helping the students to become more aware of their surroundings and globally aware in general, and be more empathic towards others. Hi everyone, this is Sergio Mendez once again, and today I'm going to be talking about theme 3, that is regarding the attitude towards the target culture of their learning experience. And we're going to be discussing the impact of fostering a positive attitude when trying to learn another language. So when students develop a more deep appreciation for the culture associated with the language, they're learning and they're learning in the right way. So their motivation to engage in the learning process significantly increase, and it also helps them to recognize the significance of the target culture, encourage them to learn how to be sensitive to cultural difference, how to be basically an empathic person, fostering empathy and respect for perspective and custom and different backgrounds, and trying to avoid stereotypes and any other type of prejudice or something that might be quite disrespectful to all other cultures. So a positive attitude always enhance communication with native speakers, breaking down the stereotypes as we already said, learning become more open and respectful in their approach to cultural practices, and also building better connection with speakers of the language. So cultivating a positive attitude toward the target culture also feels the desire for a lifelong learning. It also helps the students to become more aware that they will need to link the culture to the language itself always, and they become more willing to engage in intercultural communication with confidence and respect, leading to enhanced cross-cultural exchanges and even mutual understanding. These attitudes not only improve language acquisition, but also promote empathy, they promote cultural sensitivity, and also intercultural communication skills. So, me as a future teacher, as a future English teacher, trying to encourage students to embrace and appreciate the target culture allows me to ignite a passion for language learning and creating my students basically a more cultural competent mindset that will help them to become a global citizens that is going to be fully aware of their surroundings and is going to be fully respectful about any other type of person backgrounds as well.
Hello for everyone. My name is Diana Marcela Guerrero Moreno, and today I'm going to start talking about the 10th contribution to the prospective teaching profession. I want to start saying that the culture plays here a critical role in foreign language instructions by providing an authentic and relevant context for learners. By incorporating the culture into instructions, the teachers can create more immersive and interactive learning experiences, which helps the students to develop greater language proficiency and a better understanding of the norms and customs of the society that we are going to start speaking that language. In addition, by promoting the cultural awareness, teachers can prepare students to interact and communicate effectively in diverse cultural contexts. This fosters the global citizenship and it can provide them with the skills necessary to succeed in an interconnected world. In short, the culture contributes to the teaching profession in foreign language teaching by enriching the learning process, enhancing the linguistic competence, and promoting the intercultural understanding. And taking into account the article we were reading, this topic is divided into 6 principal points, which will be displayed as follows. The point number 1 consists of teaching language and also teaching culture. Here, I want to say that to teach a language is to teach the culture of that language. Because even though as teachers we are going to induce the students to learn about a foreign language, we must not only teach the grammar but also create an intercultural experience, allowing not only to know a new language but also the people who speaks it. By teaching language with culture, educators prepare the students to become global citizens who can navigate and thrive in multicultural environments. It promotes the intercultural understanding, enhances the language proficiency, and equips the students with the skills necessary for successful communication in an interconnected and diverse world. As Tanasaula's 2001 points, it should be referred that the language teaching is culture teaching and someone involved in teaching language is also involved in the teaching culture at the same time. For the point number 2, it's called the familiarization with the target society. In the teacher meets, here the teacher, if the teacher meets the needs and the curiosities of the learners in the teaching of the target language, it can promote the greater respect for his or her authority and the professionalism. The teachers should not improve in what they are teaching. It is necessary to have a preparation beyond a topic, a grammar, or a vocabulary. The students are curious and ask about anything. As Kitao 2000 says, the students lacking knowledge about the target culture have difficulty associating these situations with the real people, and therefore the teacher must have solid foundations that create the confidence in their knowledge and attract the students' attention. Here I want to say that a curious child asks questions, and if that child asks those questions, it means he's learning. For the point number 3 is the assistance in teaching grammar. Here, incorporating the culture into the language education bridge the gap between the classroom learning and real-world language use. It provides the students with the necessary tools and knowledge to interact with native speakers in authentic settings. Understanding the cultural references, the idiomatic expressions, and nonverbal communication cues enable the students to communicate more effectively and confidently. Also, here the teachers must be able to explain the new grammatical elements related to the life of the target language society in order to help these learners overcome the comprehension problems related to the grammatical structures. With the point number 4 is then enhancing communicative competence in language 2 or second language. According to HIMSS 1972, the speakers of a language need more than grammatical competence to be able to communicate effectively in a language. They also need to know how to communicate or be communicative with competences and has mainly two aspects like the linguistic and the pragmatic. As the learner learns about the target culture as a foreign language, he or she can also improve in all of four skills: the skill of writing, the skill of reading, the skill of listening, and the skill of speaking. It fosters the empathy, respect, and open mindedness. It exposes the students to different perspectives, challenges stereotypes, and fosters the cultural awareness and sensitivity of different cultural contexts. For the point number 5, it's called the expanding vocabulary. Here, the culture allows to expand the lexicon and improve the vocabulary learning in order to be able to use it properly in a given context. In order to communicate, it is important to acquire the vocabulary because it allows us to express a better idea about something. Among the various techniques to memorize this vocabulary is the mnemonic technique that allows to retain more information in the memory of the learner. Like Thompson 2003 says, he mentions this technique from the association of similar words, allowing to avoid the confusing them with each other and also to learn new vocabulary with numbers and with letters. With the point number 6, it's called the providing information prior to a visit to the United Kingdom or the United States. Here, I must say that sometimes the learning of a second language is no longer for pleasure, but for our need, and therefore also raises the need to learn a little before going to another culture about their customs. It opens the doors to the pre-recognition of a culture before getting to know it through the acquisition of information, and it is here where the language brings us closer to the recognition of its particularities and differences with ours. Okay, thank you so much for have listening to me. I'm going to stop here. Goodbye.